Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2. What it do? What the business is? Welcome to another episode of the MDX Radio Show. I am your host, Mr. Maurice Prophet. Oh, yep. Sorry, 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. Gonna be no Denny Dang on the air tonight. 2 weeks in a row. I know, right? Where is he at? I should fire his butt for over here missing out on work and everything. But yeah, sorry, ladies, gonna be no Danny again. You're gonna have me and also some special guests tonight, so don't worry. It's gonna be a packed show and all. But for everyone who is joining us, everyone who's joining us on Facebook Live, everyone that's listening to us on YouTube, and everyone listening to radio.com, the websites, I'm gonna thank you all for joining us for another episode of the top number one Wednesday night internet radio show out there in Chicago. Ain't nobody touching us, baby. All right, at the 10 o'clock hour. And so first, before we get everything started, just as we always do, I want to shout out to Miss Wanda B and Earl Winfrey for giving us this platform possible for us artists being able to go on to the air and be able to speak our minds as we do and all. And shout out to the entire IR family as well too that's out there. Shout out to Dana. Shout out to Dr. Gomez. Shout out to T Bizzle, to Alice Boswell, and everyone else that's in the IR family as well. Y'all doing your thing. Y'all on the down, making the station alive, keeping it well, keeping it up, and everything. All right. And so also, everyone who joined us for our last episode, we had a fantastic time last time when we were here. Last week we were talking with Christine Prophet, my wife, and also Lauren Petruska, who were here last week to represent Kelly High School AVID program. And what they were doing last week, they were pushing they were talking about their scholarship event they had this past Saturday at 115 Bourbon Street. Great time, fantastic time that we had up there, and going up there, doing raising money for the kids for the scholarship. Raised a really good amount of money between the ticket sales, raffles, between the silent auctions that we had going on. It was a really great time. I think they actually surpassed their goal as well too, which is always a great thing to hear. And and I don't have the name of the scholarship recipient who actually won this year, but I know she did a great job with her essay, with her letter. And when I found out, when I found a little bit more information in terms of where she's going to be going to college, where she's going to be ending up at, and everything, I'll make sure to update you guys and all. And if you still want to contribute to any donations, even helping out with the scholarship, even for next year for AVID, let me know and I'll be able to give you that information and all. All right. But it was a great time. Shout out to the AVID team at Kelly High School, especially to the ones who are all part of the coordinated team. Shout out to Brittany, to Keith, to the Montanos, to Chipman, and the rest of the AVID team who all made that possible. It was a really great time. Great food, great entertainment. We got to watch the game as well too. We got to play some games ourselves. They had on the raffles, one of the prizes was a bottle of Cristal. And we were all breaking our necks, putting tickets into that basket. What's crazy was that between my wife and I, we purchased about $40 worth of tickets to put in the raffle games. And she was like, "Do you think we can play this?" I'm like, "I don't care. There's Chris on the table. I'm getting that." So we put about $40 worth of raffle tickets into the bucket for the Cristal. And of course, because it's my luck, we didn't win. But the person who did win only put one ticket in there, just one. Like that would happen. And the thing is that when she won, I asked him, I gotta know how many tickets you put in there. Be honest with me. She's like, "I only did one." I'm like, felt like taking that bottle, snatching that bottle out of her hand. Give me that bottle. you don't deserve this or whatever. But no, it was a fantastic time. We had a really great time, and also pictures will be up on the B-side page very soon. So check that out when you get a chance. And also shout out to our photographer that night, EJ Cook. He held it down. And also huge shout outs to both Brenda and Hector Sanchez from Sanchez Graphics. They came through, donating about 20 shirts, that the team could wear for the event. The rest went to some of the other students and everything that we had some overflow. and they were able to help us out with some of the banners as well too. So just part of the decorating made it really made it really full. So we really do appreciate that. Check out Sanchez Graphics on Diversity on the north side, and they'll take care of all of your printing needs. And speaking of which, B-Side Studios LLC was a proud sponsor of the event and also a proud sponsor of this episode of the MDX Radio Show as well too. Check out B-Side Studios. We just released our the video for our last production, which was called Adultish, that we did at the Al Larson Perry Center for the Arts last month, and great time and everything. So pictures from the event are all up, and also the video link is as well too. It's free. It's a free video link to be able to watch the entire production. If you happen to have missed it, because you weren't able to make it to the production, it's out there. It's available to you right now, the full show. You can see what kind of magic that we're up there making. And in addition to, as well, too, if you're listening right now, if you're watching right now on Facebook, you're listening right now on IntellectualRadio.com, tomorrow I will be making the official announcement for the auditions that will be happening this next Saturday. I believe that is the April 6th, I want to say it is. Next Saturday, I'll be holding auditions for our for our 4 films that we are filming this summer. We are doing 4 films this summer, and you don't want to miss out on this because these slots are going to go by very quick. People are pretty thirsty to be able to be a part of these productions and such. So I will be posting that tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that information coming to you very soon. All right. Let's get some nuts and bolts out the way of just things that's happening right now in the in the world. And if you know me, if you're very familiar with the show, if you're not familiar with the show, this show is about pop culture. It's about about pro wrestling. It's about celebrity stuff. It's about acting. It's about movies, music, and all that good stuff and everything. All the little fluff things that we kind of like to dive into when we want to take our minds away from from the heartaches and the hardships of life and such and everything. So if you are a first time listener, first time watcher of this show, I welcome you, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. So it's a really great episode to be able to introduce yourselves to. But speaking of which, we gotta talk about some WWE news. All right. So the Mania card is filling up for WrestleMania 35. That's coming up on April the 7th in New Jersey, and I'm still salty about that announcement about Kurt Angle not wrestling someone of his caliber at WrestleMania. He's going to be wrestling Baron Corbin. Last week when we were talking about we kind of touched on it before we talked to the ladies, and when we're touching on it, I was saying that hopefully it's all a ruse. I hope it's not going to be the final decision to have him facing Baron Corbin in the main event at WrestleMania. But it looks like that now we're about 10 days out from Mania. That is going to be the reality, and that is actually the case, unfortunately. Kurt Angle, I'm sorry, he deserves better. He's wrestling these Mania matches all on free TV. He wrestled Samoa Joe on Monday, had an amazing match with Joe on Monday. He wrestled AJ Styles last night. It was too short, and I think they probably did that because Kurt wrestled a long match on Monday, so they had to give him like a real short thing to do last night. But still, the fact that he's going to be closing out his career in 10 days against the likes of Baron Corbin doesn't really settle well with me. But it looks like it is what it is. But we got to deal with that. And also, what I'm also noticing as well too, there's no John Cena, there's no Undertaker. So they really are. I feel they really are making a statement this year that we don't necessarily need to lean so much on the old, like the likes of those stars. We have new stars that we're building up. We have guys that we really have invested into and everything. We don't have to rely so much on those guys anymore because we have caliber talent, which I'm okay with. I'm not really missing Undertaker on the card. I'm not really missing John Cena on the card. I'm okay with this. I'm fine with this. Probably if it was like 5 years ago, I probably would have had like a little bit of an issue and everything. But as of right now, considering kind of like where they are in their careers as well too, we don't really necessarily need them on the card and all. So I kind of noticed that they're not there, but no one's really tripping about them not being on there. So even if they show up for like a little something, then that's fine. Okay, that's fine. But if not, we're gonna be okay. In addition to that, probably one of the biggest news that's hitting this week right now is the women's triple threat match that's happening for the Raw Women's Championship at Mania between Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair. I'm not sure if you guys were watching ESPN this morning, but all three of them were on ESPN this morning on SportsCenter, and they were talking about the matchup, hyping the match up and whatnot and everything. But the biggest footnote of this match is that Charlotte Flair beat Asuka last night for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, all right, so I'm kind of like on both sides of the coin with this whole thing between with Asuka losing the title to Charlotte. I'm kind of on both sides of the coin with this. I felt like this was WWE's way of saying, Asuka, we have no idea what to do with you, for Mania. So we're just gonna have you drop the belt on SmackDown, give it to Charlotte, and then we're gonna go about our business. And we'll just put you in the battle royal, or you'll probably be I don't know, you'll probably be in the audience or something like that, or you'll be serving catering. I'm just kidding. But the thing is, though, is that if you were gonna go about this direction, of not having of having Asuka not be the champion, at least put her in the match. I feel make it a fatal 4-way, and then if WWE is really trying to unify the titles, then that would have been the perfect opportunity to be able to use a creative way of unifying those belts, with like a winner take all stipulation and such. But they went about this way of just having her drop the title, and she's probably gonna be forgotten, in the next few weeks. No one's gonna be talking about her next week, obviously. She might be on the pre-show. They do like a pre-show battle royal. They might have her in there. But this thing is, though, is that I felt that was really just like kind of their way of saying we don't have anything for you. But I put a lot of responsibility on the WWE of not being creative enough and not being able to write a viable story for her going into the biggest show of the year. This is they really have made it very apparent that the SmackDown Women's Championship is kind of is a side chick, where the Raw Women's Championship is is the main chick. And they really have done her reign no justice. I can't tell you why that is the case though. But so what we have right now, we have Charlotte Flair being the SmackDown Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey being the Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch being the Royal Rumble winner, and all three of them being in the title picture together. So they haven't made any official announcement yet if she's going to, if they're going to merge the titles or whatever. But it looked like it's going in that direction. And with that, I'm not mad if they do merge the titles. I do think that the best thing for them to do after they merge the titles is to merge the titles, have one main women's champion, and then have a mid-card championship for the women as well too. They already have a women's tag division also as well, and they had the women's NXT title. So you have four championship titles, for all the brands, and they go all across the board without having to limit them to just only SmackDown, Raw, NXT, or NXT UK. Then you have a really great division. Then I think that's probably the best thing for them to do. But overall, though, they did Asuka bogus. I didn't like that. I wasn't feeling that. But if you have to go about it that way, it should have been a much more dignified way, because now everyone's gonna forget about Asuka. That ain't cool. That ain't cool at all. All right. Now the biggest news coming out of the pro wrestling scene is now Kofi Kingston being in the WWE Championship match going up against Daniel Bryan. I am excited about this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought that we would never see, and I know it hasn't happened yet, but the way how the momentum is building up and the way how it's shifting, the way it's going right now, the way how it's looks like that Kofi Kingston may actually win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. And what's great about that is that I've never thought in my life that I would see, besides The Rock, I would see a black man hold the WWE title, because they made it very, very, very apparent that black wrestlers can only hold the black wrestlers can hold the world championship, they can hold the ECW championship, they can hold the IC title, the US title, they can hold the women's championship, they can hold the tag team champions all day, but nobody's touching the WWE title. Now that always has been like an issue I have with the WWE, but it looks like that they actually are going in that direction, making history. Not only with having the women be the main event at the WrestleMania, but also if they're going to go about this way, they're also going to make history as well too, having Kofi Kingston win the WWE Championship. And this is something that's very unprecedented. And if you've been following wrestling for as long as I have, you can understand how much of a big deal this really is. So it's really going to be really cool to see that actually go down. Hopefully it does go down. I may have to fight somebody if I watch and it doesn't happen after all this build up. But we're gonna see. But I'm really excited about that and everything. So it should be really good. All right. And in other news, real quick, the biggest news that's been buzzing around Chicago has been about the whole Jussie Smollett situation that's been happening with him being cleared of all charges. So, and I know we've talked about this. We talked about this quite a bit on this show about this whole fiasco going on with Jussie Smollett, and I gotta tell you, like, I felt that even though like if he did what he did, if that really was the case, I do feel that it was wrong. However, I felt 16 counts against him and a possible minimum of 20 years in prison or whatever they were talking about that was on the table was super excessive. Come on, like that's unnecessary. And we were up here, we were cracking jokes about the whole thing and everything, but that was way over the top. So seeing that be cleared really is a breath of fresh air. I'm really happy about that he's not going to face any kind of prison time. And actually the charges were dropped, in exchange, with him doing the community service. And I believe like his bail not being coming back to him, or his bond not coming back to him, or whatever it is, and the fine he's got to pay. But I would much rather see that than what they were talking about when it came to prison, because I feel that if this really did happen, him shooting himself in the foot, him possibly taking his own reputation, I feel that was punishment enough. It's like, okay, let him work that out on his own. Let him, try to be able to clear his name, try to be able to clean his name up a little bit and everything. So this way he can continue making a living. Come on, I mean, let's keep it honest. Charlie Sheen, he did a lot of crazy stuff when he was on his bender, and the stuff that he was doing didn't even touch what Jussie did. So about it, though. Mm-hmm.
He ain't lie about it though.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't lie. But some of the stuff that he was doing though was kind of like what was really like, come on now, like
but the whole beef is not about like what he did. He lied about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's point blank period. It's principle.
Like, yeah. Talking to the mic.
Why would you even lie about that?
Yeah. No, no. I'm not disagreeing.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with it. That's why I said if he did what he did, then I feel that the fact that he shot his own self in the foot was punishment enough. But going to prison for 16, 20 years, what they're talking about was really excessive.
Do you think if he was charged, he would have did about 20 years? Do you think he would have did any time if he was charged?
Not that much. But the fact that
you think he would have did time?
Not if he was charged. Nah, because he was charged with a class 4 felony. I think that's like the lowest felony or whatever like that. And that's what I'm saying. I
don't think he would have did any time if he'd have got charged.
But even if he did like a 1 week in prison, that would have been 1 week too long for this.
Nah.
I mean, I feel that when you like no, because here's the thing, when you do this to yourself, then you really are kind of blackballing yourself. So it's
is that enough for a normal person though?
But was that a detriment to like society? Was that harmful to society? Like am I gonna leave the house and be in fear of my life because of him making up some stupid story? Not necessarily, not at all. So that's what I'm saying. Like, because it's not harmful to society, then it's not. I feel that's talking about 20 years in jail. What they were talking about at first. Oh my goodness, we done lost Facebook. What they were talking about at first originally was super excessive. However, I feel like what's happening right now. It's like, okay, well, he's got to work this out on his own then, and that's punishment enough. I feel. Yeah.
I feel you.
See, K-Sean, you over here jumping the gun, man. I haven't even introduced you yet. but overall though, it's craziness. But my intention with that whole thing though, and I'm gonna wrap this up in a second. But my intention with that whole thing though was that I just didn't like the way how Mayor Emanuel and I'm drawing the blank. The superintendent of CPD. With how they got in front of the cameras, in front of the microphones, made like this whole like spectacle of how dare he do what he did. I mean, I've never seen this kind of emotion come out of Rahm Emanuel ever in my life, but he had so much energy towards and so much like built up pent up energy that was coming out in that press conference. I'm just like, where was the energy at for Laquan McDonald? Where was the energy at for all the other misused or mishandled situations that happened under your watch? And so, with him doing what he did, it really did show that they were more invested into this whole situation because it was because it brought national attention. If it had happened with somebody else, we wouldn't have seen them. Just like when the verdict happened with the whole Laquan McDonald verdict, Rom and why can I not remember this man's name? The superintendent of CPD. I cannot remember this man's name right now. And I've been saying his name all day and everything. They couldn't be found. So with them coming out to what was yesterday and saying what they did at the press conference and all, I was like, that really does show your character, really does show your butt, but whatever. Rom, you're about to get out of here anyway, so I'm so happy to see him go. But nonetheless. Anyway, like I told you all before, we have a really cool show for y'all tonight. We have a really, really, really great show for y'all tonight, and I cannot wait. Last year, so it's like, here we are. What difference a year makes. Around this time last year, I had this up and coming rapper in here, and I also had I had his producer as well too. And we had a really great vibe, really great conversation and such, and 1 year later, here we are, and I gotta tell y'all seriously. The growth that I have seen with these gentlemen, the growth that I've seen, the type of the type of progress that I've seen as well too, and the creative build that these gentlemen are building right now, when it comes to their music, when it comes to their platform, really truly is impressive. Independent music really is, the backbone of entertainment. And I cannot stress enough how important, how imperative it is, for us to be able to support independent artists, independent music, who are local. It's nothing for us to be able to go on Spotify and, listen to the new 2 Chainz album and, throw on some Meek Mill and everything like that and listen to all the good stuff. And that's great. But it's equally as important to be able to support the men and women who are out there really, really grinding to ensure that they can be, they can build up their platform to get to that level or even beyond. So without further ado, I am so excited to welcome back into the IR studios at MDX Radio. We have live in the studio, K-Shine, Observe. We also have Roxy G, and we have OG Dance. Give me some round of applause. All right. Now, if y'all can just, just kind of go down the line a little bit, just tell everyone about who you are, just like your name, just a little something about yourselves, and we'll go from there and everything. It's just a nice little intro of who you guys are.
I'm gonna start. You already know it's your boy OG Denzel, man. Reporting live from the North Side. I put on for the North Side. I put on for Chicago. Want to shout out, OG. That's original Guap Getters. Shout out the gang. You see OG in front of that name, you click. Period. Shout out all the guys, man. We already know progression. We here. We are putting in work, man.
Kashawn, man. I've been here already, so I'm just chilling. Basically, always in a good vibe. Go ahead, talk to me. What up? It's your boy Observe here with the progression back at MDX Radio. We live 1 year ago, 1 year from now. It's legendary. Let's get it.
And I'm Roxy June, part of Newer Productions. Met these amazing gentlemen and excited to vibe out and make some great music.
Roxy, you was here last year, wasn't you?
I was here with you guys last year.
Roxy, you're the reason why we were here last year.
I've worked with some amazing artists in Chicago, and I just love bringing people together, and that's what this is all about. So it's been just such a privilege to kind of see your creative journey and work with you guys in the studio and kind of be a fly on the wall, take some pictures, and you guys are, that's the show. So.
And Maurice, thanks for having us back here again.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, without question, absolutely, definitely. I mean, it's actually it really is a pleasure having you guys here, and also like what I was saying earlier, I meant that too as well when it comes to just seeing how your growth really has really progressed in the past year, because like a year ago, like before when y'all were here, Kashawn, you had some samples that were out there, but you didn't really have too many full projects.
out at all.
Yeah, that were done yet.
Ridiculous.
And at that time, you were talking about you were just on the cusp of about to to release something, but like what you have done in the year since then really has been a lot of tremendous work, and I commend you on that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Definitely. So tell us all about how this past year has been for you.
Ridiculous, just completely ridiculous. It started from people not wanting to release music to people not allowing me to release music. Still to this day, man. And it's just so foolish of them because they can't stop anything.
A lot of roadblocks and
but these are unnecessary roadblocks though that should no artist face. And at the end of the day, nothing's gonna stop anything that I got to do with my music. If I'm at the forefront of it, it's gonna go. Period. That's just what it is. But man, I've been just dropping and constantly dropping. Just amazing project after amazing project after amazing project after amazing project. Any song you hear from me, you're gonna like, and I got something for everybody. And as far as trying to pander to the audience, I feel like I do that very well while still giving my own little spin on things with not conforming, because it's a lot of music out there that's completely trash that people love, but they don't even know why they love it. So
I have a question for you, Keishawn. Who is that audience?
The world is that audience, and any person who listens to my music just feel comfortable. No matter what song, no matter what vibe, I got something for everybody.
And then as an artist, what is your voice? What would you define your voice or your mission for your music to be?
I feel like my mission is not for nobody else but me. I genuinely do music for me. Of course, I want people to listen to it, but you wouldn't feel it if I didn't feel it. And I'm not going to do it if I don't feel it. So you're not going to get it.
I like that. I like that. Right. That's right there. I like that.
That's a bar right there.
Yeah. Seriously.
Gotta love yourself first. Now,
a minute ago, you touched on, kind of talking about some of the roadblocks that you're experiencing and the hurdles that you had to have jumped and all. Now, does this come from trying to collaborate with other artists, or does it come from people who might be some gatekeepers, in terms of working with some studios or even with record executives, or how?
This definitely don't come from no gatekeepers. I'll never call them that. But it's just this comes from people who. This comes from people who like to overthink and over control situations, who thought they had it and probably could have had it, but couldn't think far enough to sustain it. So when they see somebody who had the drive and who had the will to do what they couldn't, they try to stop you, which is it's pointless. Don't do that.
So you're really truthfully, you really are using the type of negative energy that they're putting on you as, okay, I'm gonna take that, but I'm gonna use that as my own personal fuel to drive myself. Really,
that's what it always. Honestly, if you really ask me, I feel like nobody, and we have a bunch of supporters, but I feel like if this was to fall, only we would care. Nobody is going to believe in us like how we believe in us. And this team that we built is still together because we all believed in it. He wasn't here last year, but he was with us last year. He was probably MVP of the year we got here. That's how hard he worked, but that's how hard all of us work.
Absolutely.
Ain't nobody go believe in this more than us.
Yeah.
So no matter what anybody do, it don't stop nothing. We can't let anything stop anything. All that negative energy, even if we want to give some negative energy back, never let that compromise or corrupt the music.
I like that. I really believe, and I really do appreciate you saying that, because I really believe that there are a good amount of artists that probably are going through the similar types of plights that y'all are dealing with as well too. And that's why I feel that right now we're kind of in this independent renaissance right now, in terms of just a lot of available access and also opportunity that is available to independent artists that wasn't there 10, 15, even 20 years ago and such. And the reason why I'm saying that is that I I keep on bringing it up a year ago because it literally has been a year ago. But I was watching a video. This is how you.
Yeah, this is how you.
Amazingly produced. Seriously. And even and Dan's we're gonna talk about your Lights on Me video as well too. But these are some top-notch, high caliber videos that you guys have put together, and it really does show that even if you are enduring like these types of pains that you were talking about, you can still make something happen. You can still create something out of it. And such, to really make that happen.
Yeah.
I got that was an excellent video. I want to ask you about just how that process was, working with making that video in particular.
Oh man, that process was tiring. We did so many shots of just one scene of me just bouncing around for like an hour and a half. I was so tired. I was just so ready for it to be over with. All in all, it was a good night. Everybody stayed productive. Everybody stayed productive. It was a lot of things going on. It was good.
Right. I liked also how you had actual instruments implemented into the song.
My drummer, man.
Yeah. That was you on the drums, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I thought that was you. I thought that was you.
Yeah, we were jamming. It was live. I mean, we were in there jamming. I mean, the energy that Kashan was given, and we had him mic'd up, and then I was on drums, and our good friend Vince, shout out to Swift Road Studios. Shout out to Dan, man. Shout out to Dan, our videographer, and his buddy who joined us. But we were just in there like really jamming and letting the music flow through us, and we wanted to really let that show through the music video. And just the energy, and Dan really did a great job of capturing that energy, slowing it down to where you could like look at Kashan's reaction, looking into the camera. You can see that this is how you make music in the studio, making music with your friends, progressing, so
definitely. Instrument, every aspect of it. Like instruments, everything.
You was playing the guitar in that joint, wasn't it?
There wasn't no guitar in
it. But there was one in there though, right? And that's the thing is that like when you're talking about like the vibe and the energy of how it was shooting that video in particular, it reminded me of that NERD video from a long time ago, Lap Dance. I'm not sure if y'all seen that video or not, but it had, I know you've heard this song before, but you may not have seen the video, but check it out when you get a chance. But it had that same type of energy in there when it came to because you could tell y'all were having a really good time making it, and that's what's really important. Y'all were having a really good time. It had a really good flow to it, and it made me as a viewer watching it feel like I was like kind of like right there with y'all. You know what I mean? I can tell the jokes were flying. Y'all had something to sip on stuff and everything, and y'all were just having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nothing in that video was fabricated either. Like after we got done shooting it, we recorded right after that.
Oh
yeah, immediately.
Y'all were working that day.
Definitely.
That's fantastic, man. But for real, but that really is a testament of showing what kind of work that y'all are putting into this whole thing. Now, Observe, I want to ask you now. I've been checking out the Progression IG account.
Yes,
that you're running, and so can you talk?
We all run it.
Oh, all three. Okay, great. Can y'all touch on like the objective of that? Because to me as someone from the outside, it looks like it's more of like it's kind of like a collective of like this is music, this is entertainment, this is marketing as well too. This is creative, like a creative corner, art and everything. Can you kind of talk about what the objective is?
He started the page.
Oh, okay.
Man, I ain't gonna say that. I mean, I just wanted to make like a page to really. For us, it was to start us off, to get us a little foundation to get me, him, our graphic designer. Want to shout out Mike, Two Step Designs. If you ain't rocking with him, you wasting your time.
Definitely. Shout out Two Step.
Yeah, period. But we just wanted to make a little Instagram account. Start off with us, and then slowly, gradually, we want to reach out to cameraman. We want to promote everybody. Like it's for everybody. It's progression. We want to progress with everybody. Build relationships, all of that. So just keeping it real simple.
Mm-hmm. And right now we currently use that to showcase our progression as a group. So when you look first at the very first picture, you can really see how each of us, all as individuals, but as a collective, are taking these next steps to progress our careers. And in the coming future, what we'd like to do is, like Denzel mentioned, is we'd like to showcase other artists, who are progressing within their careers. And, we want to be able to be a place where people will be able to go and progress, whether they contact Kashan for writing, contact Denzel for styling, contact me for production, or contact Two Step Mike, for graphic design. We want people to kind of latch onto that idea of progression, Mm-hmm. So it's like we're building a culture, we're building a mindset, and I believe that right now we're doing what Dr. Dre was doing with his gang back in the day. We're building up Eazy-E and all of those guys, and they came together, and well, the rest was history, right? So I think that right now, the position that we're in, we're building that, but it's different, it's just different.
Yeah.
Because
that's I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I was gonna say was that what you guys collectively what y'all creating with this platform, it really is different, because it's not just one lane just focusing just on music, like you were saying a minute ago. It's not only music, but it's also like it's writing, it's style, it's graphic design. The post that you had when Kashan's single was coming out, you had that blue tape. And that really that caught my eye immediately when I saw that. I was like, wait, what? Because I'm all about anything that's nostalgic. Yeah. And so you putting that out there, that really was an attention grabber. And so I was like, okay, now you really got my attention with this. Now, like, am I gonna look for a blue tape at Best Buy tomorrow?
Shout out to Mike, man. That was all Mike's idea. He designed that, man. He tossed that to me. He was like, look, this is what we gonna do. He was confident in it, so I was confident in it. I was like, yo, make it happen. And that's what he did.
Look, our friend Mike Ulano, okay, this gentleman has had his graphic design work featured on the Adobe website. Like Adobe, his artwork, which was subsequently, okay, let me give you a little background context to how he came into the picture. I went to a Starbucks down the street from my house. Normally I go through the drive-thru. This particular day, I decided to walk inside and grab my beverage. I saw this gentleman sitting down drawing, and I approached him and said, "Hey, what are you drawing? That looks dope." And he was like,
"This is what you call destiny right here." That's how that works.
It's just you, man. You just have all the confidence in the world to talk to a stranger who's making something cool and just invite them into your world, which is shout out. Like,
it was crazy because Mike, I didn't know Mike before that, and he's sitting there drawing, right? So I walk up to him, I'm like, "Hey, bro, what you drawing?" He was like, "Oh, I'm just working on something for work right now." I was like, "Oh, cool, man. Well, my name's Jalen. I'm a producer. I produce music for da-da-da. I'm currently working with some of my really good friends, and we're working on some music right now. And we're looking for a graphic designer to design a single cover." And he was like, "Oh, cool. Let me check him out." So I showed him some of Kashan's music. We sat there. I showed him Denzel's music. And he was like, "Whoa, like, I got to meet these guys." He was like, "I love their music." And I'm like, "Yeah, bro, like, these two guys are the hottest artists in Chicago right now. And trust me, they're going to be a household name in these next couple of days, weeks, months."
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Yeah, man." And see, after that, we ended up linking up 2 days after that, and we sat down and I showed him what we were up to and what our vision was. And ever since then, he's designed all of our designs, all of our single covers, album covers. Because of that interaction right there, Mike has designed album covers for over 11 independent artists in Chicago. And because of that, subsequently because of that, Adobe saw his work from the album covers and from what he had previously, and they were like, "Oh, we're going to feature you on our main website," which gained him more traffic because of that. So shout out to Two Step Design, for being like the visual side of the progression.
The greatest.
So wait, so because of because how you put him on to to your artists and also to some others as well too, is how Adobe was able to see his work?
No, I think his work, well, partially, but I truly believe his work as a graphic designer is what got him noticed by Adobe. We just happened to be a product of that, in the process. So they saw how versatile he was, because he has done a lot of work before us, because he's a full-time graphic designer for a company. But we were the first. We were some of the first artists, and which is crazy, he told me this afterwards. He was like, man, 2 days before me and him met, him and this girl were talking, and this girl mentioned to him, she said, you should work with like musicians and artists. And he was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to design covers. And then 2 days later, I walk into the Starbucks. And the type of person Mike is, when you get to know him, he isn't the type of person to be like, oh, the stranger just approached me, let me talk to them. No, he's the type like, oh, okay, buddy, whatever, thank you.
Right,
and then he'll go back and put his headphones on. But it was just crazy in that moment. He took his headphones off and we had a conversation, and the rest is history.
Yeah. You just know, like that's one of those things you just know when, when something like that, especially something as organic as that happens, you just know that this is the right situation to be in and to take advantage of it. So like, with you approaching them the way how you did, that connection was instant, and you could tell right there. But I mean, that's absolutely fantastic, because obviously it's doing some great work and everything. So that's really good though. Dens, OG Dens, I've been waiting to talk to you.
What's going on?
So I remember. So last year when everyone was here, they really spoke highly of you, and they were like, "Man, we really wish Dens was here." And like they said earlier, they really were talking about like how you're like really like are like the backbone of this entire collaborative. Now I gotta ask you, directly, Lights on Me video, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great video, right? Were you in Germany filming that?
Man, no, man. Right.
I saw the cars. I was like, no, he is not playing games.
I wish it was. No, I want to shout out Foreign Boy. He put that together real nice though. I was right here on the land, Chicago, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was real nice though, man. It was crazy how that came about, because I was supposed to get in the studio and shoot some scenes, and I'm not gonna speak too much on it, but people didn't let me get in the studio, so we had to end up, freestyling and figuring out, a little site to shoot at. So we finessed the area, and it just came together. Like Jalen was right there, man.
Oh my God,
yeah, like
Maurice,
it was ridiculous,
bro. How this music video for Lights on Me came together, to your point earlier, so organic. Denzel,
right? Yeah, like I said, I was supposed to get in the studio, didn't get no, and the person I was supposed to let me in there was, somebody I knew. Didn't want to let me in there, so I just had to, pimp it out. I had the videographer with me. They wasn't about to go home, and I wasn't about to let them. So, so
it be that way sometimes.
Yeah, but no, it was shout out everybody that showed up, man. Shout out my homie Breezy showed up, man. It was amazing, man. Real movie. Man. Just happy people rocking with it, man.
There was one part during that video where, how Denzel said, like, we scouted the area. And we went into that warehouse, and this warehouse had an open corridor, and we were just like, oh, let's go shoot in there.
Yeah.
And so Denzel and Fabrizio was just like, yeah, let's shoot it in here. Foreign Boy, the videographer, was like, this is perfect. So we started shooting in this spot, and it came together so organically, to the point where if you go back and watch the video, you'll see a motorcycle drive through.
We caught that mid video. He just drove through.
He wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. Just drove through mid. Yeah, quick ride.
And so, this motorcyclist came through, had neon lights on his car, drove through, and we caught that perfectly of him going through. Now, fast forward.
That was me.
That was Bobby T. making his way through. But come to find out, that location. I mentioned that location to a friend of mine who was familiar with that spot. He said that that's a meeting spot for the mafia.
Dang. Really?
I'm not going to say more on that, but
yeah. So when it came to that, when y'all were filming that was pretty much kind of like a, you know what, we're here, let's do a guerrilla style and get the cameras out, let's start shooting. Recently I was at someone's film premiere. And they had an entire film. It was about 45-minute film where they like we talked about. They shot in the warehouse, and so I asked him afterwards. I was like, "Man, how'd you get the like, how'd you get the clearance to be able to, like, shoot in there and everything? That'd be like a lot of red tape and whatnot. He was like, nah, we just went in. We just went in with our cameras and we got busy. So, and that's, what, and that's the thing is that, like, I think that a lot, there are a lot of artists right now who are, like, watching and listening right now who can really can't relate to that. Really can't relate to that whole, we're going to go about this guerrilla style. Forget going about with the permits and the right sound. I feel like when you do it that way, it's a lot better. It's something about it. It feels so much more authentic.
Isn't it just a lot more raw that way? Like you're capturing the art in the moment, and then that's what it is, and capturing it through the lens or capturing it in style. I think that's pretty dope. And it's the same way when they're performing live. I've had the pleasure and privilege of seeing how they go on stage and how they work the audience. It's just so raw. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I strongly believe that the more you dive into the unknown, the better reward you see come out of that. Because we took that step to just dive into the unknown of these guerrilla shooting tactics, the reciprocal of that was receiving an amazing video product that, people are like, yo, y'all were in Miami? You were in Germany?
Yeah. So no, it was real thorough. It's crazy. I shot it over the summer, didn't even get to put it out till winter because, I wasn't ready for it, but, I took my time and we ended up doing a real good job behind it. So,
do you do your own editing?
No, definitely not.
Okay,
definitely not. I ain't even.
So an editor is like obviously play part of your team as well too. Is able to like piece together the video results and all stuff, right? Like you have like an in-house editor, or do you go kind of like outside of the house?
Like outside. Like if anything, like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like sometimes like I'll let them really like do what they do, but I'll like request certain stuff. Like that's really it. Like other than that, I just like I hope the energy of the video is good enough and they'll be able to ride with that and just be able to put it together. Like I ain't gonna lie though, as I progress, I do need to start being more, more involved in my future upcoming videos. I'm gonna make sure make that a goal.
I mean, you're on the right start right now, so I mean, like you have nothing to worry about. Now let me ask you guys, this for all y'all. When it comes to, and I always want to know this, because I'm pretty sure that you all have, like a good amount of music that's like, that's ready on deck in the tank and everything. How do you choose like what songs you would want to make a video of? Like, how do you say like how did you say I want Lights on Me to have visuals? How did you say I want This Is How You to have visuals? Like, how did you like come up with those? Like, how are those like the pinpoints of you saying like these need to have videos? Like what makes you choose like which one is like worthy enough to be a video?
I think it's for me and him. I think it's like the feeling. Like so like for him, this is how you like he really showing you this is how you make music. Like you get what I'm saying? So it's like a real feeling and like and like Lights on Me, like when I was in the studio, like that was the motive. Like the lights is on me right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm in mode, it's my night, So I mean off that, like I just run with that and then like if it's I don't know, man. I go off of like I pay attention to like the way the crowd gonna recept like a song and stuff like that, and I give it 2 listens. I give it my listen, and then the way the people receive music, and I mean I just go off that, and then if the video come out nice, people they give me good feedback, and I keep.
See, the way I choose videos is a little bit different than that because I do go off feeling, but I gotta like from that feeling, I gotta visually see something happening, and that's really how I choose to like make videos. Like with This Is How You, I knew I wanted to do it in the studio. I knew exactly what I wanted to do in the studio. I knew I wanted it to seem live, so I knew I had to get him for the drums. I knew I had to get somebody on the guitar. I knew I had to perform, but I saw all of that before I decided to shoot the video. And that's what helped me come to the terms like, yeah, this is going to need a video or any other song. It's always been like that. If I saw something in my head after I recorded the song, this is getting a video.
So in a way, you were kind of like directing your own video as well too then with that, right? Yeah. Like from a creative standpoint. Yeah. Smart. Do you think that you'll eventually go into directing videos as well too?
Yeah. I got a habit of knowing what I want to do. And then when I get there being like, I don't feel like doing this. And then so I feel like everybody probably got like 40% of my directive creativity. You feel me? But
absolutely.
one of these days I'm gonna focus and I'm gonna go all the way through to get it done. But I don't know when that day is gonna be. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know, I'll say that when me and Kashan talk about video concept, he is a genius when it comes to coming up with visuals. Like for his next song that he's thinking about releasing, Here and Gone, we were just
It's
discussing.
already released.
Oh, the video. I mean,
Oh yeah.
the video. For the video Here and Gone, the concept that he has in mind for that. When he told me about that, I'm just like, bro, you need to start directing. Like, for real. You know.
Yeah, because you as an artist, you already know what story to tell. So, since you already are telling the story, through your lyrics, obviously, like, you have the entire concept in your head of, like, what visually should be, what should be out there, for the public and everything. So, I mean, so in a way, like, any artist, like, if you're an MC, if you sing or whatever it may have you, like, whomever is making music, you kind of already are, like, in that director mode already, like, when you're in the booth, or even when you're writing down your lyrics and whatnot and everything. So it's already there in y'all. Now, Jalen, excuse me, observe, like, when we were talking earlier, like, who?
Not my
Who?
government. Tragic. Jalen does not exist.
Bleep that out, please. But
Jalen is dead. Just kidding.
When we were talking earlier, you mentioned about there's an event coming up on May 4th. Can we talk about this, or is this something that's okay? Because when you said the location was like an undisclosed location, I was like, okay.
Sir.
Yeah, I was like, okay, now that got my attention. So how can, like, how can someone, be a part of this?
Yeah, definitely. So for the event that we're hosting on May 4th, this is going to be, back in November, we hosted Progression Part 1, the show. And that showcased all up and coming artists, and Kashan and OG Denzo headlined that. And so now we're having our second installment of that on May 4th. Because we want the fourth to be with you, like the fourth.
Nice. Nice. So this is kind of like a festival in a way.
I believe that we, in the near future, we have an intent to build a festival feeling within a show. Meaning we want to invite other acts to come and perform, and then have our main acts like Kashan and OG Denzo perform.
Basically, this is potentially turning into a festival.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And right now, what we want to do is really curate events hosted by us for the people. For a very long time, honestly, I've reached out to so many people to ask them to perform, and sent out press releases for these guys to perform, and sent out music videos. And in Chicago, there's this mentality of crab in the barrel. If I see these artists doing better than the people that I know are going to be at the show, I don't want these artists there. And honestly, people are afraid of what we have in our possession, and that's perfectly okay. Be afraid. We're going to do our own thing. We're going to rent our own venues. We're going to still open and invite people, because that's what we do. We don't shut people out. We bring them in. And so, on May 4th, we're going to be hosting Progression Part 2. It's going to be at an undisclosed location in Wicker Park. And Two-Step Design is going to be, presenting the graphic for it. And, we're going to invite people to come out and perform. And it's going to be just another step towards our goal of, reaching that next stage, So.
Absolutely. Y'all, these let me tell y'all, these brothers, they really have some gold. They really have something special that's going on. I really do encourage you all. I posted there, on the original post, I did post, like, their social media connects. I highly encourage that you all, follow them, link up with them, hit them up and everything, be able to see, like, how they're moving and what they're doing, what they got going on and such. Before we get out of here, though, tell everyone how they can reach you, how they can get in contact with you, what your socials are, because I'm pretty sure they want to be a part of this festival with Progression 2 as well too. So how can they get in contact with y'all?
Everything you already know, Denzo 2 times, period, on every single website. You'll find me. I already know project coming soon. Know the name, the EP coming soon. It's gonna be real crazy. Check out all the music I got going on. OG Denzo. You already know we here, man. Progression. OG.
You can find me everywhere. Bobby Tenderlove everywhere. IG, Twitter. You can find me on Snapchat at Kashan.6.
If you want to hit me up on Facebook, it'll be pointless because I don't use it for nothing but memes. So try your luck. But Sunday, Rajani Simone Part 2 drops. Be on the lookout for Rajani Simone Part 2. Check out my music everywhere from Apple Music to Spotify to Tidal to Google Music to Amazon Music. Wherever you want to go get me at, go check me out, man.
So you can reach me at observe.com. That's obs3rve.com. I have beats for sale. I'm doing consultations right now as well for any creatives. On every social media, it's Observe. On Instagram in particular, you have to put in a 0 BS3RVE because there's somebody out there in the world who has the O. And if you're watching this or hearing this, I will report you.
Man,
and I will
give us the
O.
name, man. Just
all
give
I
us
want
the
is the
name.
O because people are trying to search me and they're like, oh, he's not here. And I'm like, it's a 0. So just hit me up. Instagram, Twitter is Observe, OBS3RVE. Facebook, it's my government name, but we won't disclose that because like Kashan, it's Facebook. That's for my family and close friends. So observe.com. Be on the lookout for the Progression website coming soon, designed by Two Step Design. And
And for me, it's Roxy June Official on Instagram and Your Productions. You'll be getting to see some of these guys and some of the media content I got going on. But just really looking to help artists, get out there and through visuals and video and photography. Live events is definitely something that I like going on as well. So.
Yep. Absolutely. And y'all, please, go ahead, follow them, hit them up, like them, and everything. Follow their YouTubes as well too. This way, you can always see the projects whenever they release something. You're the first one to get it offhand. But definitely support independent artists. I cannot stress that enough. It is very vital. It is imperative in order for us to be able to continue this love we have for music. But we're gonna get out of here. I want to thank my guests as well too. Thank you guys for all coming in tonight. Y'all were fantastic. Really appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Maurice.
Great meeting you as well, Dan. Great seeing y'all again. Observe and Kashan, Roxy G. It's always a pleasure, baby girl. All right, everyone, come back next week. Next week we're doing our preview of WrestleMania 35. Danny will bring his blood back into the studio. We will talk about the biggest event of the year. But in between now and then, hit me up on IG. Y'all know how to get at me on IG, Facebook. Also support B-Side Studios LLC as well too. You can find us on Facebook and on IG, and we're making things happen. All right, then. Y'all have a great night. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.